So the first demo we're looking at is for a game that I would not have even put on my... Like, basically, I usually go down, like, specific subgenre categories, go through the list of games, and add things. This one was not in any of the subgenres I looked at. The funny thing is, like, if you look at the stuff in the genre list here... Now, granted, this is user-provided tags, at least to a degree, I think, which can be problematic. For example, going through the bullet hell category is a complete crapshoot, because users on Steam don't know what bullet hell actually is, as it turns out. Anyway, I digress. Looking at all the tags here, pretty much none of these are tags that I would normally look at. I mean, I guess I should look at single player, but that's extremely generic. That doesn't really narrow things down. But, like, I don't really play anything under any of these categories. The closest things are adventure and RPG, and I think the reason that Steam showed it to me in the top carousel was because some of the things I play tend to have the RPG tag because I play action RPGs, like Falcom's East series. They're not traditional RPGs, though, they're action RPGs. I don't really carve out the time for traditional RPGs, I just worry they'll take me too long. So yeah, this game is arguably completely irrelevant to my usual Steam gameplay patterns, but Steam showed it to me anyway. So basically, thanks Steam for your recommendations being garbage. That was a good thing here. And I mean, like, let's be fair, pretty much every website's recommendation system is actually garbage. So it's really just business as usual. But anyway, we're here now, which is good because this game looks really, really promising. This game had a Kickstarter, somewhere around May 20th or May 21st it started. They were funded within 24 hours. That tells you something. They've got something good going here. Now, I don't usually go out of my way to play the full, like, game trailer, or, you know, the trailer that's on Steam, during my playthroughs that I stream. I usually just try to, like, you know, I'll go through the store page in general, see what information they have there, and then I'll jump into the game to, you know, experience it for myself. But the trailer for this is actually the first thing that got my attention. So I want to show this off, and I want to comment on it as we show it off. I need to make sure it's the right one, though, because they do have two of them here. Was it? It was probably the Kickstarter one. I don't know which one it was. Oh, unless it was neither of them. But it had to be one of them here. I don't think it was this one, so let's look at this one. Don't tell me they updated the trailers. No, here it is.
I've got a Witch Tech delivery game to show you.
Yes, it's this one. Okay, so I'm going to full screen this. I'll probably turn up the volume. That might be too loud.
My name is Anna, and I've got a Witch Tech delivery game to show you that I went indie with my friend to make. We just maybe went indie at an interesting time.
This immediately fucking sold me on this video game. Just the delivery here. And yeah, exactly this. The game industry is not the only industry on fire right now. Hi, I'm a software developer. I also work in a different area of the tech industry. It's also on fire right now. Thanks, I hate it. Just the way that they open with this, and we're gonna see this throughout the trailer here, and, like, granted, if this became a thing that was, like, heavily overused or used in, like, a tactless, tasteless way, it would get old fast, but in the process of looking through several dozen other game trailers coming up in Next Fest, all of them, you know, you hope to see gameplay. Some of them you don't even see gameplay, you just see, like, cinematics, and it's like, okay, what am I actually playing? But most of them, in the grand scheme of things, it's just totally trying to sell you on the game, and it's not about the developer's story at all. And I think it's worth humanizing the developers for at least a few seconds, and that's what this does. So we're just gonna, you know, keep that in mind as we watch the rest of this trailer.
That being said, we are very stubborn. I've been building this world for years, and that's why we're bringing this to Kickstarter. So let me tell you all about it.
Also, the whole drop this off in a pond, any pond, that's pretty good.
In Crescent County, you're making deliveries by day, using the money you earn to upgrade your motor broom, and racing your friends
Also, yes, you have a motor broom. You heard that correctly.
by night, with a healthy dose of kissing as well.
Look at, just, okay, hang on. I need to rewind, like, one frame. Look at this. This is freaking cool. This is, like, those, like, 2 hallways through in the entirety of Doom episodes 1 through 3 that have, like, the, you know, the on and off stratification of lights going on in racing form. Like, that just immediately grabs my attention. I mean, it's a tiny detail, but it's cool. Remember what I said about, like, emphasizing that, hi, there are humans that are working on this game. Also, is this person located in Japan? Because if so, I'm jealous. I would love to be based there. But anyway.
So if you fancy being a punk witch, motor brooming your way through the Isle of More, please consider backing Crescent County on Kickstarter. Thank you so much, Broom Broom.
I assume that was Broom Broom instead of Vroom Vroom, if I heard that correctly. Also, that, like, this is great. Like, yes, I am admittedly not the target audience for this game because I am a cishet white dude, but I am at least someone who can appreciate the puns here. So, yeah, this trailer kind of left an impression. So, good job on the trailer. I guess we can watch the other trailer, which I haven't actually watched. I assume, was this one earlier? I'm trying to full screen. Here we go. Okay, so we are seeing a lot of the same footage in this, but it is oriented in a way that kind of, like, tells the story a little bit more cohesively, coherently. And, like, yeah, the whole, like, life sim part of this is not something that I would normally play. But there's enough other stuff going on here that seems kind of interesting. Like, I remember this is sort of a tangent, but I remember renting, like, Simpsons Hit and Run, which was, like, basically Simpsons GTA. Like, it was open world, but, like, you performed jobs and stuff. And, like, yeah, the open world terracing around, performing jobs. It also has a racing component. Like, those parts seem fun enough. You know what else this reminds me of? And actually, I'm realizing I forgot to open a tab to it. Hang on. This also reminds me a little bit of Driftwood, which I played the Next Fest demo of this a while ago. Apparently, Driftwood is doing pretty good for itself, because it's rated overwhelmingly positive, so good for them. I think they are planning to exit early access, yeah, August 1st. I should probably get on that at some point. I think they had to do something funky in terms of they had to, like, change the price ahead of time in order to be able to, like, participate in the sales that they would want to participate in afterwards. But yeah, so I kind of missed the boat on this one because, you know, I have so many things to play and I kind of forgot about it. At some point we got to come back to this. But not right now. Anyway, on to the rest of the Crescent County page. I guess I should start some music up again, huh? So, crash headfirst into this witch tech open world. I'm not sure I've ever heard witch tech before. I've heard a bunch of other things with the hyphen tech suffix on it, but not this one. Drifting and driving on the back of your new motor broom. Make deliveries, trick out your broom, and race your new friends and crushes as the sun sets. Get into gossip, sort your life out, and discover what it means to find home. And yeah, so like apparently the premise is you just moved in, and you're trying to get your bearings to begin with, but also motor brooms are a thing that exist. Crescent County is a delivery life sim. You know, another tangent, this just reminds me that I keep forgetting, like, on and off I keep thinking about, should I play Death Stranding? Because I honestly think I'll be really bad at it, and I'll basically want to be a perfectionist, and that will cause me to not want to finish the game. But yeah, just thinking, delivery life, you know, the delivery part, arguably. But that is only one facet of this game, so let's keep on reading through this. Crescent County is a delivery life sim where you move to a witch tech island and explore its painterly open world on the back. So yeah, also open world on the back of your scrappy, souped-up motor broom. Make deliveries to the locals, trick out your broom, and race your new friends and crushes in this joyful, cozy with bite slice of life game. During the day, alright, help the locals. During the day, you're a motor broom courier, delivering packages, herding sheep. Oh no, this is actually a Zelda game in disguise. And fixing key lines. Wait, what was it? Was it Skyward Sword? Was that the one where you had to herd sheep? Fixing ley lines. Help the locals and get to know their struggles and endless drama, plus earning yourself a little bit of cash. Plan your day by picking your jobs and broom setup, and then zoom around getting things done. Uh-oh, is it time management? A big reason why I have not signed myself up to play the Persona games is time management. It just stresses me the heck out. But I mean, this is a life sim. It probably comes with the territory. We'll have to see. Hey, Mike. Was it Twilight Princess? You might be right. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I think I saw someone playing the beginning of that, and that's where I saw it. That sounds right. I don't even remember who I saw or how long ago it was. Upgrade your broom. After you've made some money, head down to Bo's workshop to upgrade your motor broom and make it your own. Replace parts to improve your broom's handling, top speed, gliding ability, or carrying capacity. That seems important. Plus, make it look cool as hell. Pop some sigil stickers on it to enable special powers such as phase shift and time rewind. Oh boy. The better your broom is, the more jobs you can do, and the more gossip you can uncover. Huh, so brooms are progression possibly in multiple ways. Find and flirt with your buddies. Play as Lou, a messy young adult figuring yourself out. Get to know a chaotic cast of characters and argue, flirt, date, and discover your found family in the island's punk motor broom subculture. Yeah, if you couldn't tell it was a punk motor broom subculture, go and listen to the trailers again. Race your new friends. Bo and Aster got you into motor brooms, now it's time to race them. Use your customized motor broom to challenge your new friends, discover shortcuts on ancient ley lines, boost through wind turbines, and sprint through abandoned power stations in rebellious secret races to impress your rival/massive crush. So, I guess this is part like Need for Speed Underground or something, which I've never played. I've seen people play it. I have never put myself... I haven't played any of the Need for Speed series at all, really. I think I might have technically had a disc for Need for Speed 2 or something. We're talking, like, pretty dang old. But yeah, we'll see. I am curious how this handles, given that it's a motor broom. I do wonder at it being a motor broom, because you would think that they would have actual magic for these things, but maybe the game itself will actually explain that part in an amusing way, so let's see. So I originally played this last week, and they issued another update since then, so I'm going to be comparing and contrasting things that I saw then versus what I see now. But this will, of course, presumably be a better reflection of where they're at in development with it at the time being. The first thing I notice is the speech bubbles are in a different location on the title screen. I'm pretty sure the speech bubbles were actually on the right side before, which of course like covered up the character artwork, so I can understand changing that. Lets you appreciate it. Like, now it's in the open space, or sort of in the sky, so it lets you appreciate the full title screen more. Also, it says, please use a controller in the bottom right. I'm not sure if that was there before or not. Hi, welcome to our Crescent County demo. This is an early tech demo for our game, which we're currently crowdfunding on Kickstarter. Are these actual staff names? I shouldn't be trying to, like, give the staff name random voices, right? That's probably insulting. The island is way too big for what we need, but we wanted to show you our world and driving mechanics. Please use a controller for now. We've only tuned controller driving. I think that advisement was there in the previous iteration as well. Oh, and we'd love to hear your feedback on our Discord. From our tiny team, we really hope you enjoy. Broom broom. Yeah, that is a joke that they made in the in the trailer, and I was like, did they really say broom broom instead of vroom vroom there? I think I heard broom broom. So this menu is updated. It does still have the skip first day option there, which was there before. I think the Kickstarter option wasn't there before because I was probably actually playing a demo version that released prior to the Kickstarter, which began either May 20th or 21st, I forget exactly. This game reached its funding goal within 24 hours, as a reminder. But the Kickstarter is still going for a few more days, I think. At least a few more days, I think. They have a link to their Discord right here, so if you do want to give feedback, it's right there. We are going to do the full demo again, including the first day. Skip first day skips the nighttime segment at the beginning. But we're going to do the whole thing. So let me start the timer, I guess. Before I start the timer, though, I will point out one thing, which is So one thing that I had a lot of trouble with initially was figuring out settings that would allow me to stream this smoothly. Because this is apparently an Unreal Engine 5 game. And if you know anything about Unreal Engine 5 games, they tend to eat GPU like popcorn. And that is also true of this game, unfortunately. So I had to tweak the options, the video settings, which right now just uses, I think, a prefab UE5 dialogue, because I feel like I've seen this dialogue in a couple of other things as well. And what I ended up doing in order to maintain non-100% plus GPU usage was I set max FPS to 30. I tried setting it to 60. That wasn't enough to put UE5 on a diet. I had to settle for 30. I am running with a GTX 3060. I feel like I shouldn't have to limit the frame rate to 30 to make it be, like, consistent and not start bleeding into OBS's stream encoding usage, but it is what it is. Also, I need my mouse to show up here. Seems like I might have to Alt-Tab to get the mouse to show up. Either that or I was just really bad at finding it. One other thing I should point out. Minimap. This was not in the previous version of the demo, and it was something I really wished was in the previous version of the demo. So yeah, I'm going to turn that on immediately, because that's cool. Credits might have already been there. Kickstarter, I believe, is, again, new, like it was on the title screen. The music slider was here. That's, like, the one specific thing they have. And if I recall correctly, I turned this down for, like, the first music that you hear in the initial intro here. And then I turned it back up again because the initial music was a little louder. I don't remember if Restart was there before either. The rest of this menu, at least at face value, is the same. We'll dig into that more as we get through the demo. Now I will start the timer up, and we'll actually get going. But yeah, hey, we got a mini-map now, so I don't have to, like, in the previous version of the demo, I always had to press start, and then, well, actually, no, I think you can press, yeah, you can press the back button, and that will immediately open and close the map. It still has this little artifact that, like, it's clearly just kind of pressing the buttons for you, because you can see it switch back to the main menu as it closes. Alright, let's actually get going. Hot tip, you don't have to push forward on the left stick. Yeah, if you do that, you will actually, if you have vibration turned on, then you will feel that. Actually, I forget if I was able to disable vibration last time around. So yeah, you can look around with the right stick, but it always, as soon as you let go of it, it starts bringing you back, even if you're not moving. Actually, let me check something. Yeah, so that's not true if you're not on the motor broom, but as long as you're on the motor broom, it brings you back to center. So this is actually Mario Kart. because you can do the drifting boosting thing, and there are sound cues for that. They're pretty subtle. Yeah, this music is definitely a little bit louder, but that's okay. It's probably mostly in the bass tones. Also, I will note, based on my experiences of initially uploading my playthrough of the earlier demo, which will be replaced with this one, but I'll be... Oh, hey Lou, you made it! I'll be, like, mixing in my original... I can't see your dialogue because I'm leaving you in the dust, eat dirt. Still in one piece, too. Nice job. Okay. I could have just flown off of there, couldn't I? Yep, that would have actually been... Let's race. First one to the car park down the road wins. Wait, which one? Up ahead, I'll catch up. So I had to interrupt myself to actually, like, catch the dialogue there. What was I talking about? Oh, that, for those watching this live, I skipped going through, like, the whole store page, but I will be reattaching that together with my initial read-through of that from my first playthrough. But I figure you all want to see the new version of the demo, and I can point out, like, where things have progressed or changed. Like, the minimap is the biggest deal so far in terms of changes, but also, reminder, they have a Kickstarter that is still active. Oh, I forget, did it already tell me about... We'll think about that later. Hey, Lou, where's Bo? Bo is right behind me. Oh, that was such a rush. I'm not even mad I lost. I think when I played the the earlier version of this, I actually lost and she said something different. For now, though, got a little surprise for you. Are you serious, Bo? You didn't tell her? We were racing. Ugh. Well, hello, Lou. It's nice to meet you. I'm Aster. Bo told me about that moving company, so we put together a care package. Just an air mattress, some thrifted clothes, stuff like that. Oh, and we grabbed pizza, too. Are you serious? I'd kill for pizza. You're... Okay, dialogue choices. We did not have choices before. You're my favorite people in the world right now, I don't know what to say, or you're in tune with my stomach. I feel like there's a missed opportunity for a joke here. You're in tuna with my stomach, but I don't know if you'd want that on pizza. That would probably just make them angry at you. It doesn't actually show the line you picked as a confirmation, though. It just skips ahead. Like, the thing that, when I was first checking out the update, I accidentally mashed through this, so I didn't even realize there was a choice. So they might want to make you... I don't know, because, like, on the one hand, if you're speedrunning this, you want to mash. And I apologize for not reading all of the dialogue. This is a sigil sticker. This seems important, though. This is a sigil sticker. You can use it to jazz up your broom. Jazz up? Like, decorate? No. Well, yes. But stickers do a lot more than that. This one lets you phase shift. This introduces that. Okay, that's what I was going to ask before. Is like, I forget if it already mentioned that. She means, like, dash sideways. Yes, phase shift. You should try it out. Alright, get on your broom and let's go. Oh. Did it tell me to press a button to get on my broom? Because I typically don't have to do that. Yes, there was a bit of hitching right there. One thing I was going to mention is... that I trailed off on before is when I originally uploaded my first playthrough of this, YouTube does content ID some of the songs in the soundtrack here. They don't cause copyright strikes. They're, like, at least at the time of writing or recording, they are allowed to be used in videos, but that is something worth noting that, like, perhaps this game would benefit from a, you know, stream-friendly music option or something. And the funny thing is, like, there's apparently an option in the settings for, like, switching to SoundCloud, or at least there was in the previous version. I haven't looked for it. And I guess it's, like, a pre-curated playlist made by the devs, but, like, I would imagine that might have the same, you know, danger. Also, I need to fix my headphones, but the problem is I'm pretty sure if I press the pause button, or the menu button, it won't actually pause. Yeah, it doesn't. You cannot actually pause the game. And this uses the right trigger to accelerate, so I can't really, like... Oh, well, that's terrible. Okay. I can't believe I missed that. Alright, that works. The good news is, one thing that we probably will not reproduce that I screwed up royally in the demo was I missed a turn up here. Which, to be fair, I feel like it was not well signposted. Oh, man, I'm gonna miss every jump instead. And these are well signposted. I'm just being bad at video games. Well, could you... that might work? Nope. Nope. Maybe... Oh, that would have worked. Good enough. Alright. These are not actually hard jumps. I'm just being as bad as possible. But actually, this is a good example of what I was going to say, which is that there is an extreme form of rubber banding going on, but it's in the player's favor. They seem to, like, wait to let her catch up. I imagine that might not always be the case. Oh, and also, let's try, yeah, the bonk. That was the side boost thing. I don't feel like it does you any favors. I feel like it puts me in a worse position than puts them, and the whole point is to hit them with it. Oh man, I'm eating my own exhaust here, so I can't see. Alright, this was where I had missed the turn. I didn't realize that this was another opening like that, and I just tried to go straight. It did not go well. And it took me like 5 minutes to figure out where the hell I was supposed to be again, but then it turned out that they had waited for me, and so, like, I basically described it as, like, reverse Mario Kart. Where, you know, in Mario Kart, the CPU rubber banding works heavily against you. That seemed like some kind of boost? Maybe? Nope. Nope. No passing allowed. But yeah, this is kind of just a chill experience. I mean, like, it does show your place in the top left corner, but it's not pushing you extremely hard to keep up. Like, it's pretty easy to keep up in these initial races. I would assume that later races will, you know, be more challenging and less forgiving. But right now, you just kind of get to take in the scenery, which, like, it is worth... Oh, it said first place there. I don't know if it said that in the previous version. Oh, that was amazing. Where's Bo? I like how they always ask, where's the person who was last? I feel like you need the rock and roll racing announcer. Bo's in another time zone! Oh, I lost. Look at pizza at least. This view is amazing. I still think Ugg is kind of odd there, but I get what they're going for. And the pizza smells really good. Like, really, really good. Yeah, the food's amazing here. Turns out witches know their herbs. Yeah, that checks out. Thank you both for this. Best we could do. Wait, did they say best or least? I think I misread it. It's no bother. So, you'll look here for long, Lou? And we've got another dialogue choice, which again, didn't have in the previous demo. And I think in both cases, the middle choice is what the previous demo just had as, you know, that was how it went. Don't know, still trying to figure this out. Come on, take a picture of us. Press start to open your phone. Select the camera app. And press the left stick to take a picture. Alright, well, they just recently added the minimap, which is great, except for one small problem. The minimap is photobombing the camera. I can't believe it. Can I turn the minimap? It's funny that the minimap does go away when you open this menu, but not when you open the camera. It, like, comes back as soon as that menu dismisses. Oh, interesting. I want to say in the previous version of the demo, the subtitle that explained the directions was like in the back of the camera UI. The problem is you can't really win, because if it's in the back, then you're missing part of the instructions. But if it's in the front, then you can't see part of the dialogue. So, like, there's an entire setting there that, like, well, it's disabled anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. That is not disabled, and I can't read it. So, yeah, that's a little unfortunate. It's like, they really need to just put this instruction somewhere else on the screen. Or put the camera UI somewhere else on the screen. I don't know. Right now, we've got Z fighting wars going on. But let's just press the left stick. I did fiddle around with the camera a bit last time. One thing that I couldn't figure out was if it was possible to, like, pan around you. Because it seems like it makes the camera, like, move from its center point, and I couldn't figure out how to change, like, the opposite of that. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow? My friend Jessica has this. Absolutely shameless, I can't believe you. It's for a good cause. Hey, I'll do something good. I'm kind of okay. And very free. Sweet, swing by my workshop tomorrow and I'll text you more details. Oh. Huh. Yeah, this screen wasn't in the previous version of the demo. I assumed there was going to typically be, like, an interstitial menu when you complete a day, and that's what this is about. It just seems weird that, like, if you were to remove, like, the funding and feedback options, there would actually be no choices. Which might be the intent. Whoa, there was some funny spawning in there. Hello? Uh-oh, it's the landlady. I'm Lou, I'm staying with my cousin at the moment. Ryan, from Flat 13? Moving on. I arrived on Wednesday. I haven't seen that broom outside in years. The grandniece could gnaw through that chain in an afternoon. Her grandniece. Okay, I'm thinking last time she mentioned her by name, and I was like, are we talking about a pet animal? Not that anyone would steal that thing. If you leave it in the courtyard, Jasper might relieve himself on it. Oh, no, she mentioned Jasper, but that's a okay. Jasper might actually be a pet animal. Jasper? He'll be going to the shop then. Anyone with a broom is getting pulled into deliveries. Jessica will be getting you helping out soon enough. She already has, actually, through Bo. I haven't met her. Bo sent me the app this morning. Exactly, he'll be going to the shop. Uh-huh. Okay, so now it's time to find out about jobs. Alright, so here are your jobs. You can pick which jobs you'll do and in which order. You've only got so many hours in the day, so work smart. Try to pick jobs that chain together to save an extra hour here and there. Ones that finish close to where a new one starts. Press A to pick a job, press X to remove it. Find a route that fits all 3 jobs and you're golden. I remember commenting on the phrase "you're golden" coming up multiple times in this demo, and I think it probably comes up again afterwards. So this to me was actually a huge relief after reading the Steam store page, because I was worried there was going to be, like, real-time time management, but it seems like the time management is actually in this planning phase, so you actually can, like, plan ahead. But it kind of feels like this UI becomes sort of a puzzle. Because you have to, like, hover over each of these things in order to see their impact on the other ones, and also this text is really hard to read. You've got a white 3 on a, like, very light lavender blue-ish circle, which is extremely low contrast. The 2, on the other hand, on this one I can read, but now it's a 3. So about that. When you hover over an individual job, it will show you it will reflect its impact on other jobs. So if I do this one first, then this one costs 2 instead of 3 in terms of, like, time units. And if I pick this one before this one, then this one costs 2. And I mean, like, it kind of stands to reason because, like, the end point of this is closer to the start point of that. Whereas if you were to do this one before this one, like, then that wouldn't make sense. You would just be making more travel time for yourself. I feel like I will say this a lot in all of the demos that I play. I worry about how this will scale, because, like, what if there's, like, 10 jobs that you can do on any given day, and you have to spend all this time scrutinizing, well, if I hover over this one, what are its impacts on other ones? If I hover over this one, what are its impacts on other ones? Like, it just feels like unnecessary cognitive strain to min-max all of this to choose the right thing. So I do wonder if they have further plans to make this UI easier for people to work with, and, you know, less work, because, like, you can argue this is part of the game, but I wouldn't consider it a fun part if most of it is, you know, insert Jackie Chan what-faced here. But yeah, let's do these in the appropriate order. Grand, press A to lock in your jobs, and that's you all done. Uh-huh. So, I can still back up, okay. Because the problem is there's also no indication of, like, look at the check mark icon in the bottom left, the check button. There's no change in that to note that, like, it still says A will add a job, but no, it won't. A will confirm at this point, and there's no reflection in the UI of that. Also, it still says job 0 out of 7, which I'm assuming is just something they didn't get to. That girl will have an aneurysm before she's 30. Oh? Her too, but for different reasons. You better be getting along. Jasper and I have our sun meditation soon. Yeah, I think they explain what Jasper is. So they still say press that to open your... Wait, what happened to my minimap? Right, I turned it off because photos. Okay, so yeah, you can see the target on the minimap also. So that's good. Although the icon is also so big that it's hard for me to tell how I'm actually getting there. But I assume it's this way. I feel like I might still... Yeah, like, I'm still inclined to, like, press this because... Yeah, to figure out where it's actually pointing exactly, because, again, the icons are so huge. Hey, Lou, you got the app. Yeah, it's something to keep me busy, I guess. Oh, have you met the cranky lady with the coffee? She knows you and Jessica? Oh yeah, the landlady at Big Court. She's so weird. I've been trying to work out if Jasper is her son or her cat for years. See, and I wanted to assume it was a dog. Anyway, I have something for you. Take this to Astor at the observatory. The road up there is busted, but the ley lines should still be good. Alright. My buddy Jessica's trying to get this app off the ground. She got a bit of government grant funding for it. It means a lot to her. Appreciate you helping out. It's no problem. I like money. Well, if you fancy splashing out, I've got a new shipment of broom parts arriving this afternoon. I thought my broom was going pretty fast already. Oh, you have no idea what these babies are capable of. Alright, time to go somewhere else. Why does that look like it's in the middle of nowhere? It's not in the middle of nowhere. That is the general direction that it is in. Okay. But yeah, so she said something about, like, the roads are busted, but the ley lines are still good. More on that later. That comment doesn't necessarily make sense yet. Although I do notice that it feels like there might be some, like, interesting luminosity going on the divider marks in the road. And I wonder if that's incidental or if that is actually, like, intentional to represent the ley lines. But yeah, I mean, like, between just kind of... I am wondering if there's gonna eventually be more traffic. Because right now there's none. But, like, between, you know, just the general ambiance of the, you know, the kind of soundtrack they used for this. Obviously, the soundtrack used for races is a little more intense. But in between things, this feels like it's intended to be a pretty chill experience. I was saying the first time I played this, I might have said it in the intro when I was looking at the store page, I forget, that seeing this demo reminded me that I still have yet to buy and play Driftwood, which I believe is exiting early access in August. I played the demo with that, and that also is that one's an interesting mix of, like, chill, but also you want to go fast and do cool stuff. But I appreciate the art style in this, and the color palette and stuff. And again, like, it kind of gives you an eyeful at each different, you know, time of day. Because, like, before we were at, like, sunset or whatever, and now we're in midday. Master, hey, I have a parcel for you. Yes, money. Hey, Lou, happy to see you've been folded into the delivery app cult already. Is this the altar where I get sacrificed? My organs get thrown off the mountain? Nothing so glamorous, although if it meant Jessica got more funding. I haven't even met her yet. Should buy you a drink first. Thanks for this. The broom shop handles fragile deliveries. I'm doing some research here for my PhD and a lens I'm using is busted. So you're intimidatingly smart then. Only when it relates to mushrooms or photosynthesis. I can... Aw, man, they didn't fix the typo. It's still here. I can I can indulge in. Oh, you're right, I've got a job next just called Sheep. I didn't get to finish reading that. We love a descriptive task brief. You can always glide down from here. I prefer to taking the road. Give it a shot if you're brave enough. So that is one thing that I should comment on. is that... Oh, wait, can I just, like, hork her ride? Hang on. Can I just, like, get on... No. Damn, okay. This is not Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, so anytime you see something like that rock where it's got, like, these moving... I don't even know what to refer to that as, but these moving wisps across it, that's actually a boost. We will see more of those later. But yeah, one thing that I tend to dislike in games is when dialogue auto-advances without giving you an option not to auto-advance. Please make that optional. Because it's like, you can press the button yourself to dismiss it sooner. So, like, why not just leave it at that? It is very common, especially for streamers, to want to, like, say things mid-dialogue and assume that they have a breather to do that. I can't believe I didn't clobber myself on that. I don't remember if there were all these boost rocks along with these windmills before. I feel like it stands out more this time. Alright, and the next waypoint is helpfully right down there ahead of us, so I might be able to just slip through all of these lovely autumn trees down here. I am a sucker for landscapes with, you know, leaves changing into autumn colors. I remember the only Forza game I ever played was Forza 4, I think. It might have, like, come with the Xbox 360 when my dad and I got it. And I remember there being, like, one particular track and that was just full of autumn leaves, and I was like, alright, this is immediately my favorite track. I really don't play racing games that often. When I was a kid, I guess I played them more, because obviously Mario Kart was a thing. F-Zero. If they made a new F-Zero, that's the only thing that would make me question not bothering with the Switch 2. That or Metroid Prime 4, maybe, but good luck with that one. Thank God you're here. My sheep are all over the place. Oh no. My sheepdog isn't so well, and they don't listen to me. Can you use your broom to spook them back into their pen or something? I can try? Oh, they're warping us there. Yeah, so suddenly this is, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. And I can honk. Very important. Damn, that one sheep is speed... Well, no, he's speedrunning, but he's going... No, there's no sequence break over there, honest. And this guy's just missed the memo. Whoa, that sheep was doing a Wiggletron. There's a lot of Z-fighting going on here with some of the shadows or something. I don't know what's going on there. Who'd I miss? Oh, there's a couple more that missed the memo. Oh, geez, there's one all the way over here, too. He's busy frolicking. I didn't even honk yet. Hang on a sec. Jeez, how did he miss the memo when he was so on top of things now? The fortunate thing is, like, you don't have to do too much work to steer them the right way. It's kind of more like a wake-up call, and then they just go. It's like time to make the donuts. Sheep, they're in the pen. I don't think they like being herded very much, but they're in. Hey, now, I appreciate it. I'll tell Jerry about this. He's had a problem with his goats. Getting out, you know, getting into bins, fighting with neighborhood dogs, goat things. I'll keep that in mind. I probably should get going to my next job. Where are you headed? The job says Rava's house? Oh, well, she's not far if you use the shortcut. Turn off just before the red tree down the road. Follow the flowers and you'll be golden. That's where they say you'll be golden again. Red tree flowers. Thank you. Okay, so last time I had no bloody clue what he was talking about, and I never actually took the shortcut, but now I see there's a red tree right frickin' there, planted right in front of where they specifically set my camera up. So I officially went the wrong way every single time that I played the first demo. I don't know if that's an improvement, or if that's just me actually paying attention today, as opposed to last week. So you're getting the better demo, and you might also be getting the better me. Although, am I supposed to actually cut through there? Because I feel like I would still want to, like, take the road? I may have still missed the shortcut, but at least I'm going less of an incorrect direction, because last time I went around, like, the entire other way from the intersection, and you can see where that would take longer. It does still feel like I'm going around the long way, though. So I probably still missed the intent there. Actually, wait, yeah, was I supposed to take a different turn than I did? Is it that simple? Like, I'm just constantly looking at the map and questioning myself internally. Which the downside to always looking at the map and questioning myself is I'm ignoring all of the nice scenery. There's a goat. There's another red tree. Should I turn here again? No. Actually, maybe. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you really do slow down off the road, which, of course, you would wonder why, because, I mean, aren't we on a broom? For that matter, why does the broom need a motor? If we're a witch, aren't brooms supposed to just work? But yeah, more so, why does the road matter? But don't worry, we'll get to that. Where am I going now? I feel like I need to actually look at this. Oh, we are going, like, into this... Yeah, right here. That's actually an opening. I haven't seen you around here before. Are you new? Yeah, I got in on Wednesday. I'm Lou. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Lou. I'm Rava. This is an odd request, but I was wondering if you could help. If you fancied it, could you throw this parcel into a pond? A pond? Or actually, drive through the creek behind the house. That'll get it soggy. I mean, will the person getting the package mind? He's got his hands dirty already. I doubt he'll care too much. Uh-huh. Find a damp way to the lighthouse. That text is a little hard to read, and it does not stick around very long. Like, one thing that I like when games do is have, like, an optional background behind subtitles. Or, you know, behind text in general, I guess I should say. Okay, well, here's the creek. I'm going awfully slow right now, but once we get to the creek, probably that problem will solve itself. Also, I'm not sure, I guess we might be carrying the package in our backpack. I haven't been paying attention to, like, if the... I'm glad that doesn't care which direction you boost off of it. But yeah, we're going slow now. I haven't been paying attention to, like, whether your model changes when in some way to reflect that you're carrying a package. Alright, so I clearly did not take the most ideal route through that. I should probably be, like, trying to maintain altitude more. But I worry that I'll just, like, stall if I do that. Alright, there's a road. Let's get back onto the road. I assume the Twitch just, my filter on Twitch just caught another spam bot. More sheep. So the thing that confuses me about what they say at the beginning of the demo on the title screen is, like, they say the map is too big. And, like, I get that for the subset of things we're doing in the demo it would be too big, but my bigger question is actually, like, if we stop and look at the map, which I should be pressing this button to do, actually, I guess I can't view... Can I zoom this in and out? Oh, yes, I can. I can use left and right trigger to zoom it out. If we zoom this in and out, like, is this going to be the entire game world, or is there going to be more to it than that? Because, like, I look at that and I see, like, not a whole lot of roads and stuff, so I'm, you know, I come back to my favorite question of how is this going to scale for the full release? Like, is the full game world going to be more than this island, or is the island going to become expanded and more complex? Exactly how much stuff is there going to be to do on it? Or is it more just a matter of, like, differing delivery route availability and races and challenges and stuff? Like, how does it ramp up? And how does it, you know, keep going? And for how long? Ah, so you're the person Rava wrangled into doing this, hmm? Here's your, delivery. It's quite damp. Yes, it rained. I don't think it did. But Rava is just being unnecessarily protective of her friend, I suppose. There's no need to throw my copy of Kid A in the mud because things didn't work out. It really did rain, pouring it down. Well, I can take the merino to the dry cleaners. I'll see what they can do. Hopefully my next delivery will be a little less tempestuous. Bo sent you a message. Time to check the messages screen. We've got Bo, parentheses, cute jerk from town. We've got Hopkins Moving Company, and we've got blocked user. So hang on a sec. We've been overlooking lore. Due to unforeseen circumstances, your delivery has been delayed. One of our representatives will contact you in the next few weeks in order to resolve this issue. In the next few weeks. Thanks for choosing to move with Hopkins Moving Co. Dude, what? O'clock AM tomorrow to help you with your move. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call. Okay, if you back out of that, it just brings you right back there. You missed a call from blocked user. Alright, who is this? How'd you get this number? Deleted message. I don't know who Lou is, sorry. So we're blocking somebody for some reason. The plot thickens. Let's go to the... Okay, this scrolls really slowly. And I can't use the mouse to move it along faster. That just zooms in the actual game world. What's up, nerd? Oh, wait, better question. Did I get your number right? I hope so. Either that or there are 2 people on this island hell-bent on call me a nerd. Just 2? Give it a few weeks. Those are rookie numbers. How's the sightseeing, by the way? You aren't too lost, are you? I'm not too lost. I'm south on top of a hill, and it's quite tall. That's all I've got for you. The view's amazing, though. Fair enough. I'll head south, then. Meet you by the tunnel? On it. So that was presumably before what happened the previous night. Oh, shoot, here's the out thingy. Come to the workshop in the morning. Oh, nice. I have no idea how to use this. See you soon. We have broom parts. Come by the shop. If you're at the lighthouse, you can take the Bayside overpass for free. The toll booth operators are understaffed today. Only today, though? You would think that an island full of witches wouldn't have to pay tolls, because anybody who insisted on paying tolls would have been turned into a newt. Okay, wait, what am I doing? Am I doing this? I'm probably doing this. Yeah, I'm doing this. There's a wrench icon. That is where we are headed now. I'm not going to try to get into all those other ones on the sides. I'm just going to try to head straight. Okay, so there's the bridge. You did mention a bridge. We need a speedometer. I need to be able to analyze, like, how my trajectory affects things when I'm in the air. You know, like, is this full-on F-Zero where you want to basically dive bomb? But then which F-Zero in particular is it like, in terms of, like, do I need to, like, pull up before I land, otherwise I lose speed? Because, yeah, that message at the beginning, which might have been new, actually, about you don't have to press forward to go. You just press the accelerator. If you press forward, you will actually go slower because you are intentionally trying to bury your nose in the ground. But yeah, the bridge goes fast for whatever reason. I guess that's why it's, you know, got a toll attached to it. You get what you pay for. But I wonder if the toll will actually be a thing in the future, or if that's kind of just lore bits for the heck of it. So I actually want to look at this for a minute. Yeah, how far out is that actually? It's pretty far out. Hi, sheep. So I probably actually want to go this way, if I want to actually take roads. That doesn't seem like a road I should be taking. Nope, maybe not. Well, I don't know, though, because, like, if I go that way, where the hell am I going exactly? What happens if I go along the beach, actually? That seems maybe potentially interesting. But I don't know if it will cause me to slow... well, hitting a tree will cause me to slow down, so forget that sentence. But this is something I never actually... yeah, you can just coast over that. Actually, this is, like, darker. Does that mean I can actually go faster there? I don't think so. Alright. Does beach go faster? My guess is no. Also, I think I have managed to find an invisible wall. Apparently. So, nope, this is a terrible idea. But, I mean, that's where the icon is. And now that I have the mini-map, that's kind of where it feels like it's telling me to go. There's another road that forms up somewhere here, but this is definitely not what I did in the previous version of the demo. I definitely took actual roads. But this is the more direct route, so, like, I don't know. Can I actually get to the water, or does it really actually stop me? It feels like I'm moving, it just feels like I'm moving really slow. Whoa, holy shit, I'm sinking. I guess that doesn't actually cause a problem right now. Do I just, like, continue along the ground underwater, actually? I think so. Alright, well. You know, we're just gonna crawl back into the sea in 2025. Such is the state of things. Alright, that's it. We are emerging from our resting place of the pool of Pepto-Bismol. I mean, it's pink. That's what I think of when I see it. It reminds me of the Pepto-Bismol commercials. Alright, let's actually take the road that's here. That seems like a better idea. Okay, don't do that. I can't see where I'm going if I do that. And I wasn't going as straight down the road as I thought I was. But it's like, you want to do sightseeing. Okay, you can pan the camera up and down, and it doesn't reset that. But if you pan it left and right, it immediately resets. I forget if there was an option related to that, actually. Let's check. Which, of course, again, this is just like the stock video options. Do I need to find my mouse again? No, there it is. Okay. I may have just been really bad at finding it last time. Yeah, so there's nothing really about controls in here, and I guess the camera resetting would be more of a controls thing. What would really be nice is if there was, like, a dedicated button to look behind you directly, and I'm not sure there is one at the moment. You can't, like, click the right stick to do it. You also can't click the right stick to, like, reset immediately. So these are all things worth considering potentially down the line. I was trying to coax out a drift boost, but there's not enough of a curve there. That was apparently enough of one. And we're getting to the shop now, so, like, I was about to say, like, I wonder how many different stats there will be in terms of, like, is boost either efficiency or efficacy one of the stats that you can upgrade. I mean, I would assume there's going to be standard stuff like acceleration and top speed. Are we going here, or are we going... No, I think it's the next thing after this. Again, where I... Yeah, it is the next thing after this. Sometimes it still is worth popping open the map. I don't know if there's a way to, like... Maybe eventually they'll have, like, a dedicated mini-map button or something where you can toggle how zoomed in you are. Oh! So... This is interesting, because this is not what the UI looked like in the previous demo, but this is what it looks like in, like, the images on the Steam store page, and I was wondering about that. So yeah, that demo was definitely older. Oh, and they actually have, like, ooh, okay, so I'm not sure if I like this, actually, because in the previous UI, the stats were a lot clearer, because there was, like, a solid color, like, there was, like, a solid blue or cyan or something color of what your current value was, and then there was another solid, like, purple piece of the bar, or magenta or something, that showed what the difference would be. In this, the difference is really hard to see, because it's semi-transparent cyan, part of which is, again, well, yeah, part of it, I'm pretty sure the entire new bit of bar is semi-transparent cyan, so part of it is against the white background, which is pretty hard to see, and then part of it is against the blue, which is easier to see, but it's not as easy as, like, having a completely different color juxtaposed over it, which would make it a lot more obvious. It's like, I feel like I have to, like, actually, like, take a couple seconds to be like, okay, wait, what is this doing? Whereas it was much more obvious in the previous version of the demo. So this feels like, stylistically, yeah, it's a step forward, but in terms of usability, it is a step back, and that is the risk you run when you get fancy with your designs. So let's see. There's off-road speed. I think these are the same upgrades that were possible in the previous version of the demo, though. One is for top speed, one is for hover, one is for off-road speed and handling, and given how often I was spending time off-road, I was like, maybe I should do that one. But this time, maybe I'll actually do the top speed one. Given that, I mean, I don't know how to interpret those bars in terms of, like, does that more than double my top speed? Is that how I should read that? Or is it relative to a certain baseline? I mean, I'm worried my broom is going to launch itself onto a tree when I sit on it. I already did that, mind you. But I will be very brave about it. Huh, thankfully the island ambulance runs on petrol. Leyline outages aren't good in emergencies. Okay, I gotta ask about these ley lines. Here we go. This is what I was talking about earlier. You didn't think brooms just floated for no reason, did you? I'm not going to answer that question. Folks, the text gets kind of tiny when they have to fit a lot. Folks built roads over the ley lines because that's how everyone got around in the olden times. They make you go fast, but they've gotten real temperamental. Wasn't great when my broom power conked out after I impaled my thigh on a bristle threader. Shout out Miles in the petrol ambulance. This is a lot for one day. Your intro to more has been a bit intense, huh? I prefer this to being sat on my cousin's sofa. Sorry about your thigh, by the way. I valiantly prevailed. Now go Shu. Drive around and try out your new setup. It's way better to be sat on a broom. The wind blasts the tears clean off. Jessica sent you a lot of messages. Check your phone's message screen. Okay. That's not a lot of messages. You saw how much I had to scroll before. This is nothing. Hey, this is Jessica. Bo gave me your number. I hope that's okay. I wanted to say thank you and introduce myself in person. I'm down by the lake just past town. I put a location on your map. Please don't report me to GDPR. Yeah, this is what I surmised in my first playthrough. I was like, clearly this is a European developed game. See you soon. And I believe the team is primarily British, but they're kind of all over the place as we saw in the trailer. At least from the looks of things. Alright, so time to see how much faster our broom feels. Well, holy crap, yeah? I think it feels faster. Yeah, okay. The funny thing is, like, that wasn't supposed to improve acceleration either, but it just felt like I was just gonna let, you know, it felt like a cartoon instance of, you know, the broom going and my head staying where it was for 2 seconds and then having to catch up with it. Almost makes me wish I picked the handling instead. Well, over here. Hey, Jessica, this place is beautiful, and I'm actually going... That's funny, because when I played the earlier version of the demo, I was always afraid I would collide with that cliff, and I never did, but this time I totally did. Come on, I want to take you on a drive. Alright, so wait, where are we going? You're just out, and see, now I do wish I'd picked the off-road one. Okay, this is the best improvement to the demo, other than the mini-map. There was an actual thank you for playing screen, because before I was kind of confused when I got to the end. And it just hit me with the screen. And I was like, wait, did they really finish? I mean, I still probably would have been confused because I was like, did I just have really bad timing and it was a time-limited demo? Or is it actually stopped at that point? It is actually stopped at that point, though. I did confirm that last time. So, it is the same slice of demo as the previous version of the demo, but you had the addition, well, the addition of menu entries for the Kickstarter and stuff. You had the addition of the minimap, which is really important, but like I said, could use improvement because, like, the size of the icons on it makes it really hard to determine exactly where they are as you get close. You know, having some kind of control over zoom on the minimap would probably help with that. There's the end screen right here. There was the change to the interstitial screen between the end of one day and the start of the next, which I'm still wondering what the full utility of that will be, because we probably don't see the full utility yet. Because, like I was saying, if you remove the Kickstarter and Discord items from it, there's really no options there, but there, I don't know, there might be, like, save option, like, I don't know if this is going to do, like, multiple save slots or anything, given that, like, there is a life sim, you know, almost visual novel-esque, you know, relationship building aspect to this, and we see that in this version with the dialogue choices, which were new to this version. So, like, you might want to be able to have multiple playthroughs going side by side to try different things, but I don't know, you know, it could take a month full of days to really see the difference. I don't know. But yeah, there are still there are still aspects of the game that we see in the trailer, like the, you know, assembling stuff in our room and whatnot, that we don't get to see in the demo. So there are still other aspects, and, you know, we don't actually see the relationship building going on, but we see the insinuation of it with the dialogue choices now, at least. So yeah, there are still definitely plenty of other things left to uncover that the demo doesn't even touch on. The other thing I'm a little curious about is, so they mentioned Moore, right? What is the relationship between Moore and Crescent County, which of course is, you know, the title of the game? I assumed initially, this goes back to the, like, how much is there to the map, really, in the demo versus in the full version, because, like, you can drive around this entire island, which is shaped like a crescent, which I would be, you know, inclined to believe is the entire extent of Crescent County, but like I said, in the long term, that might not feel like a whole lot of map. So that's where I'm kind of curious exactly how that'll scale. And of course, the elephant in the room continues to be trying to optimize a game that runs on Unreal Engine 5. Which, like, it's hard for me to be mad at the developers about that, because almost every demo I have played that runs on UE5 has this problem, where it wants to eat your entire GPU. And everything around it, and your firstborn. Anyway, it's a good demo. As I said before, the Kickstarter is still live for at least a few more days if you want to back this, even though it has flown past its goal, its initial goal with this, you know, it flew past its initial goal in 24 hours, which is saying a lot for the work the devs are doing. So, I wish them the best in their continued development. But, also, hang on. I just realized something. And I don't think I can test this right now. Well, okay, I can do keep exploring. But I can't get the screen back. Oh, but I can... That pretty much verifies it. I pressed start. I pressed the menu button, which I believe actually opened the menu behind this screen. And in doing so, it closed the minimap. Which answered, yeah, I just backed out of the menu, and now the minimap is here again. That's what I was going to say, is, like, I think the minimap... We already saw that the minimap was in front of the camera UI. It's also in front of the thank you for playing dialogue, so they really did, like, add this minimap probably last minute. Which, again, it's definitely, like, the #1 feature I would have requested out of what wasn't in the previous demo, so, like, good on them for adding the minimap, but it definitely needs some Z-index considerations. I can't believe I've been looking at this the whole time, and that didn't occur to me at all. So, like, that's what the screen is supposed to look like without the minimap. Oops. Alright, but anyway, still, good demo. I'm sure they can fix the minimap Z-order sometime this week, while Next Fest is... Like, I'm playing this the first day of Next Fest actually being officially a thing, so... good job, devs.